What's up, Eagles Nation? This is Steven Hyder with Gate City Sports Channel, the sports channel where the cerebral NFL fan comes for about 10 minutes of daily content. All right, guys, it's hate week. It's the big rivalry week here. And we all know what that means. That means, number one, welcome NFL fans that are watching. Number two, welcome divisional rivals who are watching. And number three, I know you Dallas fans are lurking. It's all good. So today, I'm not really here to talk shit because that's not. I don't really like doing that. I mean, I do kind of like doing that, but not from the comfort of a computer. It's much funner to talk shit in person with people, so that way you can see the reaction as shit goes on with the game. Today, what I really want to talk about is the X's and O's. And I'm going to tell you, I spent some time on this one because this is going to be a very, very hard game to call defensively and even offensively for Dallas due to all the injuries. But I took a look over the last three games, so that New Orleans game, the Green Bay game, and then I took a look at the Jets game. And I have a pretty good feel for what Dallas wants to do, but will it be able to do it if they don't have a go with these corners? This is going to be a difficult game for Dallas. So let's take a look, guys. We're going to jump into the X's and O's of the football game. All right, y'all. Let's get to it.
Well, again, it's the same thing. I mean, you play a 16-game schedule, and every team in the league would love to have all 11 starters healthy.
All right, guys. So you heard Dallas's coach right there. You talk about limping into a game. Dallas is limping into this game. And if I'm going to start off with like an overall key to the game, this is my overall key before we get into any of the X's and O's. The Philadelphia Eagles have got to have a killer's instinct. We've got to take this team out to pasture and put it down. It is limping into this game, very injured, on a 3-game slide. And while it won't be the end of their season if they suffer a fourth loss, it will set in panic mode for the Cowboys. And we're going to find out whether or not this division rival of ours has any heart to fight back if we put it down like that. Take them and put them out to pasture. Listen, they're going to be without left tackle Tyrone Smith, right tackle Lyle Collins. They might be without their center, Frederick. That's a big, big loss, man. Your center and your 2 tackles. We've got to put this team out. By the way, it looks like Amari Cooper's not going to be a go. And even if Cobb does go, he's going to be severely limited. I mean, listen, on games like this, you've got to put your opponent out. And believe me, Dallas knows what it's walking into. In my opinion, they're going to have extra fight just from the fact of how much they're going to be backed up against the wall at home. We've got to go out there with a killer instinct because they're going to try to fight hard.
He got 2 on that pass, and now play action from Prescott over the middle, has a man for.
Okay, that was early in the first quarter of the Green Bay game. And what you see there is Dallas coming out in a 12-man personnel package. And this is something I feel like we could see quite a bit in this game just because of the injuries, number one, to the offensive line, and then number two, the injuries to the wide receiver group. So 12-man personnel makes a lot of sense to me. You see 12-man personnel with a single back set with Zeke Elliott. They're going to go ahead and they're going to motion Gallup to get to like a stack set. So that way he has a late release and he's going to run a seam route. Okay. You're going to have play action to Ezekiel Elliott to also try to hold people. And then you're going to end up having a max protect type concept where you have both Jarwin and Witten kind of chip blocking before Witten runs to the flat. Jarwin runs basically a comeback route, he just basically runs a curl and sits down in his zone. And then you have Ezekiel Elliott that attacks the other actual flat area. So you got 2 flats covered with Witten going to one flat, Zeke going to the other flat, Jarwin sitting down on a curl for the zone. You got a seam route being run by Gallup, and then you have pretty much what looks like to me like a deep in by Cooper. It's a really good play design. It's a really good pass. It's a really good reception.
Here's Elliott. Right through the.
Okay. Dallas comes out in 11-man personnel, 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end, and 1 back. Okay. On the top, you have Cooper and you have Gallup. And then you can see that on the bottom, Cobb gets motioned. He goes to the inside hip of Witten, and you have Witten kind of there on that wing area. Witten is going to do a very good job of leveraging and blocking, okay, taking that defensive end, getting on his inside shoulder, and then making him go outward, okay? And then you're going to see Cobb does a really good job of coming in and filling the hole and blocking, which looks like a safety to me. It looks like there's a safety in the box there that he's got the responsibility of picking up. The offensive line does a great job of blocking out. So they do a really good job on their blocking assignments. And Ezekiel Elliott attacks the 2-hole and runs up for probably 10, 12-yard gain, somewhere in that area. Very good play design, very good run. And this is something I fear the Eagles have got to be alert about. They need to be aware of this because if you're Dallas, with the amount of injuries you're walking into this game with, you're probably going to want Ezekiel Elliott to take a tremendous workload in this game. You're probably going to want to take some shots here and there on the seams, on the posts, right? On the, deep digs, on fades, that kind of thing to try to attack the secondary. But mainly you're going to filter your offense through Ezekiel Elliott in this game, especially with the injuries you're coming into it with. I think that loss of if Cobb can't go, I think Cobb's a very important piece to this Dallas Cowboys offense. That guy's a very physical slot receiver, and he does a lot for them.
Play action. Prescott steps into it. Cooper.
Okay, on that play, that was the interception play. And a lot of people feel that play changed the course of the game. I'm here to tell you, I'm probably going to piss off some Dallas, Cowboys content creators because everyone out there that I was listening to from you guys kept saying like, oh, that wasn't on Dak. Cooper should have caught it. And you can make that argument, but I'm here to tell you, you're being goddamn full. There was no reason for that throw to be missed. It was a great play call. It was the right play call to attack the single high safety that Green Bay was in. And I'm just going to be honest, Dak missed the throw. He missed the throw. That shit's on Dak. You can say Coop should have made the play. Dak should have made a hell of a lot better pass than that. There was no excuse for that pass. All right, looking at the formation. On the top of the formation, you have Witten, who's kind of in a offset split kind of deal there. And on the top, you have Gallup, Michael Gallup. Michael Gallup is running a fade route, okay? And then on the bottom of the formation, you have Cooper on the very, very edge on the bottom, and then on the inside, you have Cobb. All right, Cobb is running what looks like to me to be kind of a deep dig. So he's attacking that safety. He's going to try to run right in the face of the safety and get that safety to run with him. And then you have Cooper running looks like a deep in to me, a deep in route. It's very, very similar to one of the plays I showed earlier in the game where they attacked underneath the 12-man personnel. They did a deep in. So similar, 11-man personnel this time. They attacked that single high safety. Dak just didn't put the ball where it needed to be. The ball got picked off. Play design was there, guys. We've got to watch that because we like to run a lot of single high safety as well, and I think they're going to do a lot of I think they're going to play action us a lot, and I think they're going to definitely try to attack that single high safety by running a player in front of him to see if he'll bite. Because if he's not disciplined and he bites, and you start leaving those deeper, if you start then leaving the fades open, if you start leaving the post open, if you start leaving deep ends open, they're going to attack us on it.
That big gainer went for 17, and now Darnold able to.
Okay, defensively, the Dallas Cowboys. This is a team that, when healthy, and they're not healthy, has a very fast flowing defense. To me, Dallas does a great job of taking away the flats on you. They have very athletic, fast-flowing linebackers in Vander Esch, right? And in Jalen Smith. Their safety play could be improved, but it's not horrible. And Xavier Woods, I think, does he's a very common guy that'll fly out to the flats. I'm going to show you an example where he flies out to the flats again. And look, this team is a little undersized, though. It's fast, but it's undersized. And with the injuries in the secondary, if we can take advantage of their secondary, we can really punish them, especially if our big-ass offensive line can really get on those smaller defenders and really get to the second level and start opening things up for Jordan Howard and Miles Sanders. So I'm going to go through that play and I'm going to show you it again because I thought Dallas did a hell of a job on this play of disguising itself to where you couldn't really tell if they were in cover 1 with a single high safety or they in cover 3 with that single high safety. I thought they did a really good job of disguising it, and to me, that's cover 3. You can see on one side, on the top side, you got a Wouzier who drops all the way back. He's got a third of the field, and on the well, I guess it depends on your reference to top and bottom here, guys, but I would say Wouzier is actually on the bottom, and he drops back into that cover 3, a third of the field. And then on the top side, you have Byron Jones, who's in also kind of drops himself back. What I thought they did really well to make you think they might have been in cover 1 instead of cover 3 is they gave you a press look with Byron Jones, who to me does play press man, dropping back in that cover 3, right? Taking away that third of the field. Then they also gave you look like Anthony Brown on the slot, who looks like he's going to play press and looks like they're in a man concept, but he's not. He's going to drop back into a zone actually. Then you have Jalen Smith, you have Vander Esch, you have Xavier Woods with the addition of Brown, giving those 4 underneath defenders dropping back in zones with the other 3 defenders dropping back man, right? Taking away a third of the field each. Cover 3. Hell of a job disguising it. And I'll tell you what, it looked like it confused Sam Darnold and it caused him to hold the ball just a second or two too late. He did have an open receiver that he just missed on the check down because to me, the New York Jets came out with trying to attack them on a shallow cross in the flat with Demaryius Thomas. And then they had a deep dig with Jamison Crowder. They had a late release on a curl from their tight end who was sent there to chip on the blocking assignment. And then they had Robbie Anderson, who was running a seam route. And that's who it looks like Sam Darnold was trying to get the ball to. But it looks like he got tricked. He got tricked, and the pressure got home. Carson got a tendency sometimes to hold the ball a little too long. We got to be careful against this team because of the speed. Carson's got to know when they take something away or they confuse them, tuck it and run. Pick up what we can get, and let's make them respect us to where they can't just keep dropping back, 6 to 8 people in coverage on us.
Fake the handoff. Look down the field.
Okay, what I saw there, guys, simply put, to me, looks like a cover 3 zone. The reason I say cover 3, because, I'm going to say cover 1 man, actually. And they still ran a cover 1 man concept with your corners, but it does look like, to me, as the rest of everyone else kind of drops off into a zone. It's what makes Dallas really difficult to figure out is the way that they roll their coverage sometimes, because they'll take a guy and say, you're on this guy and lock him down, because it looks like Awuzie was pretty much locked onto that receiver. Okay. They hit him with a deep cross. All right. It looks like Demaryius Thomas kind of drags across the field and hits him with a deep cross on that one. Kind of like a deep dig, if you will. And you can see that Awuzie follows him across the field. So that tells me that that's probably disguised to look like you're in cover 3, but it's really a cover 1 man concept with some zone built in. You have 4 underneath defenders. So the only change up I see there is they're not in a 43 this time. They're not in the base alignment. They're actually in a nickel alignment. It looks like if you look to the top inside, what you have there is you actually have safety in the box there playing, and unless that's Sean Lee, but I don't think that's Sean Lee. It looks like Heath to me. It looks like a linebacker, or I'm sorry, a safety to me, not a linebacker. With that said, Dallas is tough to figure out on this kind of stuff. But the Jets ran a really good play to beat that. So they know they had a single high safety. So what do? They attack it. They run a deep dig, and on the opposite side of the field, you have a post. So someone's got to get with that safety. He's either got to cover that dig or he's got to cover the post. In my opinion, he made the right choice. You cover the post on that one. So Sam Darnold made him pay for it and hit him on the deep dig. I'll run it again so you can see it again. Just watch the action, watch the flow of the linebackers, and watch Awuzie come all the way across covering his man, okay? And on the bottom, I think that's Robbie Anderson, although the Jets, the way they do their depth chart with the numbering what they have on the field, it doesn't line up with their official depth. It's weird. I don't know. But I'll roll the film again. You'll see on the bottom of the screen, you'll see Robbie Anderson. Looks like he runs a post. On the top of the screen, you have a deep dig. It looks like Demaryius Thomas is running. The running back hits the flats. And then there's a curl by the slot receiver. All right, I'm going to run it again. Just watch it again.
Fake the handoff. Look down the field.
Okay, if I was Coach Peterson and Coach Groh, how would I attack this Dallas defense? Number 1, by running Jordan Howard. I think you've got to establish the run. We've got to make them, with that 8-man box, come up and try to stop the run. Because the minute we can start getting them to bite on play action is the minute that we can blow this game open. And if we do nothing to show them that, Carson Wentz isn't smart enough to recognize when they're just dropping 8 and not respecting it at all, then Carson needs to tuck it and run. So whether it's Carson or it's Jordan, we've got to create an element of the running game. So that way they start getting really scared to basically not play up 8 in the box, okay? So that way they're not just continuously dropping 6 and 7 into coverage. All right. Speaking of their coverage, if they're without their top receivers, we need to utilize Alshon Jeffrey on those deep ends. We need to use Alshon Jeffrey on, some post routes. We need to try to get the ball vertical on this team. Some of the other things I will say, and you guys are going to like this answer, but Nelson Aguilar has got to be used if Deshaun Jackson is not a go. We need Nelson Aguilar to be able to be competent enough receiving downfield. And, it'd be great if we can hit him on a seam route and get him to track down a deep pass. But even if we can't get him on a seam route like that, and he's made some plays before. I mean, the very end of that Atlanta game, he made a hell of a play on a seam route. But if we can't get him to do that, then we need to hit him on deep digs. We need to get him in front of the face of the safety and utilize his speed. And he's got to make plays for us. He's got to make plays. In addition to that, then we can use players like Miles Sanders on wheel routes to attack, trying to attack that basically that deep post area. Or not post, I'm sorry, guys, but the deep fade area. Hit them with a wheel route with someone like Miles Sanders. Hit them with the seam with Miles Sanders. Like, get after that seam and get after basically those areas like that, okay? So we need to get off to the fade. We need to get after the seam. We can attack the seam, and we can attack other areas like that with like players like Ertz and Goddard. We've got to get them, drum them up with the run, and then punish them, especially if they're not out there healthy. They love to use that fast-flowing defense with their linebackers and their safeties. And if they're going to try to match up against our tight ends and our running backs that way, punish them. Punish them. We have some of the most athletic and some of the best tight ends and running backs receiving. And again, I'm telling you right now, Miles Sanders he's one of the best receiving backs in the league right now. And I know he's a rookie, and that's a big praise to give somebody. You show me other receivers going down the field 5-6 games in a row catching 50-yard passes, 30-yard passes, whatever. It's not happening. He's the only one who's catching it in the air like that. I'm not talking about breaking a screen. I'm talking about literally going down on a seam route and catching them like that. That's pretty rare. Catch them. We need to catch them like that. We need to get them. All right, guys. I'm going to give you one more shot of a situation to where they got caught. Dallas got caught trying to be a little funny in their pass coverage. And what ends up happening is you get an inside go route with number 82. Number 84 for the Jets runs a comeback curl, and that creates a crowd, and he basically uses it as a pick play to basically free 82. Demaryius Thomas, number 18, runs a post route. So he's running on that post on that route. And then you got number 11 is doing a deep comeback curl. And then number 26 hits the flats. All right, watch number 82. Watch how they create that space and that separation with him hitting that go route. Eagles can do that with a player like Nelson Aguilar. That's what we need to do. I'm going to show you that play again.
I just thought it was like, wear your shorts to work day, but they do it professionally.
3rd and 4. Darnold lofts it.
All right, guys, that's it. That's my keys to victory, my X's and O's to this game. This is how I feel the Philadelphia Eagles can go out there and beat the Dallas Cowboys. You've got to attack this defense. We've got to attack an undersized and injured Dallas defense, and we've got to get the pass rush home against Dak. Dak is a different quarterback with pressure in his face. He will make mistakes, a lot of them. So, physicality, guy. Number 2, slow down the defensive pressure with quick timing routes, runs, and screens. If we can slow them down, then we can try to catch them being cute and hit them with the seams, hit them with these delayed go routes, hit them with those type of plays like we were talking about earlier. And number 3, don't abandon the deep pass, guys. Cannot abandon it in this game. Got to apply pressure to Dallas. All right, y'all. That's it. Steve Hyder, Gate City Sports Channel. You know what time it is. Like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you guys think are going to be the keys of the game. What do you guys notice about this matchup? All that kind of stuff. I don't do score predictions. If you're just getting to know me, I don't do that because I'm not in the – I don't like trying to prosecute things. I'll pick a winner or a loser, but I'm not giving you scores. It's ridiculous in my opinion. All right, y'all. Here's the deal. It's time to end this, and this is how we're going to do it. We're going to go E-A-G-L-E-S. Let's go Eagles, baby. Rivalry week. Let's get that win.